What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchi here, back at you with another new alternate universe what if. Now, this will be kind of an experiment, kind of a new what if. I thought of myself, and this is going to kind of be crazy, as this is not going to be your every typical average Naruto what if of making Naruto busted or anything. He's going to be busted, but it's going to have everything combined as weird relationships, triangles, harem, everything. All right, it's just gonna be busted. Except for gay stuff. All right, not that. All right, none of that. None of that. Yeah, none of that. But other than that, it's gonna be Harry. It's gonna be 18x. All right, basically. But it's going. This what if idea is basically gonna be. What if I was in Naruto, and what if I raised Naruto? Not as not as being with Katrina, mating with her, and raising him like that. It's more like being as a brother figure. You could say like Itachi. And yes, this will be 18x again, and it will contain everything, including guts and gore, because it's gonna be crazy. But other than that, it's fair to do. We're gonna continue with this video and hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get this up to 100 likes, maybe 50, and see if y'all guys like this. And I will do another part tomorrow because I got no work. So, other ado, let's continue. So, how would this happen? Pretty much, we're going to start off with before time. Before Naruto was born, before the Nine Tails attack, before all that. We're going to start with Minato. Minato, basically, we're going to say before he's Hokage. Before he's Hokage. Now, he has a team, but he has an extra person in there who's a little bit, you could say, his right hand man before he becomes Hokage, and that's Kishan Uchiha. Now, since I'm, you could say 19 now, so we're gonna make myself 19, and I can't age because, like I said, I'm a god. Gods don't age. So pretty much, Minato would know I'm his friend from childbirth, but also know I've been there for a while, so I'm his right hand man, and he also knows that I'm a god because I tell him. Now, me and Minato is pretty much is talking, talking to each other about his team, and pretty much he asked me to join him. I mean, to help out with his team while he do something else. At this, we're gonna say that arc with Ren and Obito get crushed with a rock. Now, of course, I agree with him and talk to him and say, Minato, do you really want me to go there with them? Which Minato says, of course, I trust you. You can keep them all three of them safe. Which I nod and I start heading with them. Now, for my whole look up, I will look like pretty much like a person who's not supposed to be in a Naruto universe, as I wear a sweater with a hoodie with pockets, jeans, and I wear boots. Well, not really boots. I wear sandals, shinobi ninja sandals, but I wear jeans and a hoodie, and I also have weapons that I can summon, which you could say I'm broken, but let's continue. Pretty much, I start walking with Obito, Kakashi, and Ren, and they're pretty much talking to each other, but they've been getting to ask me questions because they only know me a little bit. They Minato talks about me, how great I am, and I'm very much as a god, and like pretty much as apology and stuff, and pretty much powerful and all that. And I can, and he talks about me beating him constantly over and over again, but they never had the shot to fight me or regularly know. So they begin to ask me a question, which Rin asks the first question and say, Keyshawn, Keyshawn Uchiha, can you tell me about what you can really do and how Minato keep praising you will become an apology and much powerful than him? Which I begins to look at her and smile with my eyes, which she noticed my Galaxy Renegon eyes, which is different because they all know about the Renegon, but the Renegon is much different. My Renegon is much different, you could say. They begins to start asking me. Rin asked me that question, which I replied to her and say, "Well, basically, I'm much different than all y'all." Which they confuse and Obito asks, "Different how?" Because you have the Rinnegan, so are you a Uchiha or a higher version of Uchiha? Which I look at Obito and smile. I said, "No, you could say am a part of the Uchihas, but I'm a god, you could say. Which they, all three of them, be shocked and say, God, how? Which I'd be like, well, you'll see. I see everything in the future and stuff, and I can see. You want me to tell y'all all y'all futures? Which Rin, Kakashi, and Obito, of course, nods and say, yeah. I pretty much tells a fate of how they all gonna die, and how Kakashi's gonna get resurrected when he gets older. But I pretty much tells them how they right now gonna die. Which I tell Obito that he's gonna get crushed by the boulder because Kakashi accidentally fall for the trap. Rin's gonna get pierced by Kakashi because Rin is the three-tailed Shinchuriki, which she doesn't know about, which she's shocked that she knows that she's a three-tailed Shinchuriki, and Kakashi and Obito. And Kakashi asks how he dies, and I tell him that when he gets older, he gets shot in the nail in the head, but gets brought back, which Kakashi is pretty much confused of how he gets shot in the nail, but pretty much I tell him that none of that's gonna happen as long as I'm here. Which they have a sigh, which they have a little sigh, but they have a sigh of relief. Now, pretty much, we start going to the mission at that exact day, and we begin to start doing the mission. I stay as support, pretty much having a back and fighting. We're gonna say there's a couple more Earth ninjas, and yeah, Earth ninjas, Earth, yeah, we're gonna say that. Pretty much, they begin to start fighting and stuff. Fighting with Kakashi and Obito. Now this is where the Earth Ninja begins to start doing the trap in. Kakashi's about to get crushed until I appear. Switch places with Kakashi's. With Kakashi is confused of what happened, which I did a instant switcheroo, you could say, swap out. I pretty much get crushed by the boulder, but not really, you could say. Kakashi pretty much realized that I got crushed by the brother and said, get crushed by the boulder and said, Kishan, which pretty much he looks down and no one's not crushed. And I pretty much pierce through the Earth guy who pretty much, or the Earth ninja who did the trap, and take out his heart and pretty much holds it in my hand saying, huh. So, that was easy. Which they, all three of them were shocked of how gruesome I pretty much killed him. Now I pretty much lick the Earth ninja blood and say, I mean, tastes beat better, but not that bad. And throw the blood on the ground, which they both are confused. All three of them are shocked of how gruesome I killed him, but also the willpower of this saving Kakashi. Now the mission becomes as a success, and well, pretty much comes done, and we all start walking out and start heading back to the village. This is where we're gonna say a couple more ninjas come in, and this is the Sound ninjas. We're gonna say no, the Mist ninjas start coming in, and they start. Rain Village isn't the Mist or the Rain Village. I forgot to try to get Rin. I think it was the Mist Village. Yeah, I think. Yeah, pretty much the Mist Village start coming in, and they start appearing around us, which uh I pretty much know this is where I pretty much tell them to get prepared, which Kakashi and Obito nod at each other, and they begins to do their technique to work their combo together, to work together, and pretty much defeat all the Mist Ninjas, which I pretty much claps and say, nice job, guys. Y'all pretty much didn't need my help, which Ren shares on for Obito and Kakashi, which Obito blushes and Kakashi looks away, pretty much excited for the compliment for me. Now, this is where we both head. Well, all of us head back to head back to Leaf Village, and I begin to see Kashina, which she runs in and gives me a hug and say, "Ah, Kishan Chia, I see you're back. Oh, and you bring back all three of them, which in one piece. Which of course, I say, of course, I could never let them die or anything, or let them go in a dark path. Which y'all know what I'm referring to. Now, this is where, of course, I go to Minato and talk to Minato and explain to him that Rin, well, pretty much, Minato already knows that Rin is the Three Tails, but pretty much I explained to him that we have to make sure, we have to fix the seal and have Rin communicate with the Three Tails so we can have a two-tail beast here. which Obito agrees and say how we're gonna do this, which I talk to him and say, well, Minato, basically the time will come when something happens and something's bad gonna really happen. So we're gonna have to pretty much fix this, have the seal get fixed now, and not have that detonation go off when Rin lose control. Which me and Minato agree, and we go fix the seal for Rin, and pretty much we have a proper seal for Rin. So Rin will become the Three Tails from Cherokee, and she will also be a great asset to the Leaf, you could say. Now this is where Kakashi, we're gonna say an accident happened, and Kakashi lose one of his eyes. We're gonna say an accident happened. Now this is where, of course, uh, Kakashi goes to the hospital and he has to get a new eye transplant, which Obito, which no one's not gonna offer up the eyes to Kakashi because of his father, except for Obito. He offered up his eye. He said, "Damn it, he's gonna offer up one of his eyes." Which this is where I come in and say, "Well, I can operate." Which this is where I operate and give Kakashi Obito's eye, one of his eye, and pretty much Kakashi will have one of Obito's Sharingan eyes. So yeah, the commonly bond will happen sooner. You could say more often. Now, this is where, of course, I hint will fix it so Kakashi can actually turn off the Sharingan and reactivate it wherever he pleases. And Obito pretty much thanks me, and Kakashi and Obito and Rin pretty much goes back to do their training and stuff. Now we're gonna do a couple time skip now. Now this is where Obito and Kakashi is in Amu, and we're gonna say Ren is in Amu too, pretty much training with her three tails in Cherokee and pretty much forming a, you could say, somewhat good bond with it, and they're working together. And all three of them is on the same Amu squad and working together to get missions done and all that. Now, we're gonna kind of have a little differentness of a different enemy. We're gonna use the Black Zetsu. Yeah, we might as well gonna use the Black Zetsu to attack the Leaf Village, so we can have the Nine Tails attack. And yes, he's gonna know how to break the seal and have the Nine Tails Chinchuriki break loose. So yeah, that's still gonna happen. Now, how would this happen? It's pretty much gonna happen the same. This is where Minato pretty much, when Katrina's giving birth, Naruto pretty much be birth, and this is where the Black Zetsu comes in. Now, the Black Zetsu comes in and pretty much just knocks out the two ladies, not kill Hiruzen wife or anything, but pretty much knocks out the two old women and pretty much takes the baby and start heading out to pretty much initiate the plan. Now, the Black Zetsu is pretty much, he's not going to have any common abilities, but we're going to say he can have other people and he can pretty much move. White Zetsu? Was it White Zetsu? Black Zetsu? But yeah, he's pretty much going to take the baby and pretty much teleport. Now, Minato can see that Naruto is going under the ground and moving up the ground and not dying, because we're gonna say the White Zetsu can do that, and pretty much have it. And Minato's trying to get Naruto back. Now, the Nine Tails is going rapid, and we're gonna say this is where Rin pretty much asks the Three Tails for a chakra boost so she can help out the Leaf Village. Yeah, help out the Leaf Village, which the Three Tails agrees, and they start working together to trying to handle off the Nine Tails, which we all know the Nine Tails is a little bit stronger than all the Tail Beasts, but she's still trying her best to hold them, to keep them at bay, which it's working. We're like, ooh, you could say, luckily. Now this is where Obito and Kakashi begins to start helping out Obito. I mean, not Obito, Minato, to hold off, pretty much to get the Black Zetsu. Now this is where Kakashi and Minato and Obito work with a combo and pretty much gets the White Zetsu. Now Minato doesn't lose a lot of chakra in this what if, so Minato begins to, well, we're gonna do it for the plot. This is where he begins to use the Reaper Depth Seal and pretty much seals. We're gonna do the full Nine Tails and begins to use this Reaper Death Seal and pretty much seals the full Nine Tails in there, because we're gonna give Naruto a little bit of a chakra boost. Now, of course, this is where Kushina begins to start to die, and she begins to start crying and saying that she's sorry that she's not going to be there for him and all that stuff. And Minato is saying that too, and they start crying together. Before they die, they look at me and they say, Kishan and Chia, we want you to raise Naruto. Which I look and be like, are you sure you want me to raise him? Which they both nod and agree and says, yes. You're the only one who can protect him, and you're the only one who is strong enough to beat everything and to kill anything you want. You are a god. And plus, you have a beast, a tail beast that's even more stronger than every tail beast, which I will tell y'all later what is my tail beast. Now, or you could say my beast. Now, pretty much Naruto is born, and I pretty much take Naruto and not take him out in front of the whole village. Like that's stupid. And the only person who's gonna know is Hiruzen and Danzo, and we all know what Danzo does, but I will tell for the sake of the story. Pretty much, I take Naruto, and I pretty much say tell Hiruzen that Naruto will be staying with me, and Kushina and Minato want me to raise him, and pretty much to take care of him. Which this is where Hiruzen starts saying no. They have to have a council meeting of who he should stay with. This is where I look at Hiruzen with a deadly stare of the Galaxy Renown and saying, I'm sorry, did I say this twice? I'm saying I'm taking care of him. Now, if you have a problem, Hiruzen, I can kill you and kill this whole village. But you know I love this village, right? Which Hiruzen does a gulp and says, right, you shall be taken care of. I inform all the elders and stuff. Now, this is where, of course, I will be raising Naruto with a dominant fist. Now we're gonna do a slightly tiny bit time skip, and Naruto's pretty much, yeah, a little bit older. We're gonna say mm, 10, 10, 8 for ninja. Mm, yeah, 8, nah, 9, 9. Nah, let's do 10. So Naruto's pretty much you know, hang, pretty much I take care of Naruto, pretty much feeding him healthy stuff and also giving him Robin at only on Fridays. Friday Ichigo Robin, but take care of Naruto, pretty much teaching him the jutsu, helping him get strong and all that stuff, and pretty much getting him proper prepared and all that stuff. Now, of course, this is where Naruto asks who his real parents is, and I begin to tell him about his parents, and begins to tell them the truth about it, and saying, "Well, your father was the pretty much fourth Hokage, uh, third Hokage, yeah, fourth Hokage, Minato, which Naruto's shocked and saying why he haven't heard about it, why I haven't told him this, which I look at him and smile and says, well, you didn't ask for it. But yeah, and Kushina is your mom, which she was the 19th Tsuchigi. Now, of course, Naruto is shocked and I tell him that he's the 19th Tsuchigi, so he doesn't get shocked or get afraid of not knowing who he is and stuff. And I begins to explain to him that I'm helping him get stronger, and so one day I will give him a gift when he gets 11 years old. Which Naruto is excited, but also glad that I told him about his parents. Now, this is where we're gonna say Danzo tells out the spread out secrets and starts saying that Naruto's Naruto's shirt. They're trying to get Naruto upset and all that stuff to constantly be hated by the village. Now, of course, happens, but this is the villagers can't really attack Naruto, hurt him, or really, you know, pressurize him or kick him out his shop or anything because they know I am his, you could say, guardian, and also if anyone dare touch Naruto or try to say anything to him, they will die. They will die. Let's just say Naruto has a death right behind him, and they know they're gonna die if they say anything out of line. Now, we're gonna say Naruto finally birthday comes and becomes 11. Now, this is where Naruto runs and say this is his birthday, which I pretty much smile and says, "Ah, today is your birthday," which Rin and Kakashi and Obito is there and saying happy birthday to Naruto, which Naruto is excited that they're saying happy birthday to him. Now, of course, this is where I went in Kakashi and all of them gives his birthday gift, and they pretty much say they have to go back on missions. Where Naruto says, "Okay," after he blew out the candles. This is where I pretty much smile and say, "Naruto, you ready for your birthday gift?" Which Naruto agrees and says, "Yeah." This is where, of course, I tell him to close his eyes. Now, what I'm gonna give him is pretty much busted, as I'm gonna give him basically give him, you could say, my blood, which my galaxy blood has multiple abilities, up to time stop, time erase. You could say I'm busted in the enemy, in that what if, in this what if, and I'm gonna make Naruto busted just as me. You could say. I begin to tap on his forehead and begins to unlock his brain. Give him 100% of full control of his brain because I have full control of my brain. And also give him my powers. Now, I don't want him to have the Galaxy Gun or the Galaxy Sharingan that I have because I don't want him to be the copy of me. So I'm just gonna give him a Sharingan. Gonna give him a Sharingan and give him all the eyes. Give him all the eyes. Now, Kikikinkai wise, he does have a Kikikinkai, and my Kikikinkai, you could say, is time. But I have a lot of Kinkainkais, but I'm just gonna give him two, two, and depends on what y'all guys want, what Kinkais you want him to have. I will put in the next part. But pretty much, we're just gonna give him wood release and ice release. Yeah, we're gonna give him ice and wood release. Yeah. Now, of course, this is where Naruto opens up his eyes and he begins to say, "I don't feel no difference," which I begin to smile and says, "Well, you're gonna see tomorrow, but basically, I made you quite powerful, Naruto, but you have to work hard to unlock this power." Which Naruto says, "Okay," and I tell him that he has a massive chakra boost, so he can't just use all this jutsus and stuff and all this power without having a chakra boost. Come on, that would just be ridiculous. Naruto would kill himself. So I gave him that massive chakra boost, like that good chakra boost reserves. Like you thought his chakra boost reserves was broken, it's extra broken this time. We're gonna make it busted. Now, next day, Naruto pretty much wake up and he feels different. All of a sudden, he feels like he's energized. He's much energized. He knows everything without he knows what's gonna happen. Kind of like a you could say sense, and he feels much more intelligent, and he can feel everything. Not as like like everything around the moon and stuff. More like a kind of like a samurai thing, as he can feel. You could say he can feel the nerves and stuff, but I explain it later. Pretty much Naruto is waking up and pretty much feels energized and good. It says good morning to me. It says good morning, Kishan, which I pretty much says good morning, Naruto. You ready to go to the academy? Which he says yeah. Now, of course, this is where he goes to the academy, and Naruto, we're gonna say he has that charm on him. So he has a couple of girls talk to him and stuff, but more or less he talks to Sakura, which Sakura is a little bit in herself in canon, but she has a liking to Naruto in some type of way, which which Naruto, has a liking to her. Well, a lot of liking to her, which she has some type of liking to him in some type of way. Now, of course, Sasuke clan haven't died yet, so he's not going to go to an endless path of hatred yet. But this is where I switch back to me, and this is where I start walking to the Uchiha clan. Now, I walk to the Uchiha compound and begins to start talking to the Uchiha and talking to Fugaku, and begins to start talking to him and saying, do not do stop trying to do that thing. I think the Hateku, the Hateku, I think I forgot the name, but pretty much or try to attack the Leaf Village, which Y'all, the Hatake. Yeah, the Hatake. Which Fukaku pretty much say that he's tired of the Leaf Village separating them and pretty much put them here, and also was blaming us for the not helping out, which we was doing our job and securing the people. Which this is where I talk to him and says, yeah, I know you did something like that, and I'm telling you to not do it. We can work together and we can try to get Hiruzen to bring y'all back. Which Fukaku is saying, all right, I'll make this urgent. If you can get us back in the Leaf Village and have our status back and our reputation back, then we will we will help you wherever you want in the favors, in three favors. But if you can't, we will do the Hatake. Would you like it or not? You're gonna have to kill us. Which I begin to open up. When I begin to open up my eyes, well, pretty much open up my eyes again, and pretty much says, "Huh? So you're saying that? Okay." Which Fugaku gets you could say a cold chill down his spine. Now, of course, we're gonna switch up to Naruto. And Naruto pretty much is uh in the class and pretty much having fun and stuff and enjoying. And he's actually not bad at his grades and stuff because he has a massive spike in his grades, which he's much better, and he has much better chakra control with the Nine Tails not interfering. Because we're gonna say the Nine Tails kind of under a genjutsu under due to me because I put him under the genjutsu to be all nice to Naruto, and also I put fear in him. So if Nine Tails fuck with Naruto or mess with him, he will the Nine Tails will die or get erased from Naruto. Now, this is where Naruto, of course, is doing a child clone, and of course, doing a child clone test. Not actually, yeah, doing well. We're going to say studying. Pretty much is smart, answering all answers and stuff, and knows everything. Which the teacher is pretty impressed, saying, "Nice job, Naruto. I'm surprised. You regularly don't be knowing all this stuff, and you be lazy." Which Naruto smiles and says, "I know, right?" And pretty much is happy. Now this is where Naruto is about to head home, and this is where the teachers, one of his teachers, uh, yeah, pretty much one of his teachers is start talking to him and start saying, "Listen, Naruto, don't forget tomorrow's gonna be the shadow clone test. If you can pass it, then you pass. But if you can't, you're gonna be set back another year." Which Naruto says, "Okay, I practice tonight and try to get the jutsu form." Which the teachers say, "That's that is Naruto." And Naruto begins to start heading home. This is where we switch back to me, and I start heading to a Hiruzen office and start talking to a Hiruzen. Now, of course, I start talking to Hiruzen and asking him to bring back the Uchiha clan, and pretty much, you know, we need the Uchiha. I start talking to him, making negotiations, saying that I will keep an eye on the Uchiha if they plan something or if they try to do something. I will be the one to kill all the Uchiha and stuff for him. Which pretty much, of course, Hiruzen is talking to me and trying and understanding and saying, and this is what he says. Well, I understand that you will be responsible for the Chia, but I can't take that risk. Which this is where I slam my hand on this and pretty much crack it a little. It pretty much says, "Listen, Aruzan, I didn't want to tell you this, but Fukaku is getting sick and tired of your shit in the Leaf Village. Shit. You have exactly 3 days to make up your decision. If they're at A, they start a Hatoke, and all the Uchiha dies, and we lose all the remaining Uchihas, including Sasuke and Itachi, because the Leaf Village were at war, or we make peace and we bring them back, and pretty much we can have the Uchiha back, and they can serve us, and they can be a respectable clan back in the Leaf." Sounds like a pretty good deal. Which pretty much Ruzin says, "All right, I tried my best to talk to the elders about it." Which I pretty much slam my hand and say, "Ruzin, you have me. The elders won't say shit about this. So let's pretty much have it happen right now." Which Ruzin looks down and pretty much thinks to himself, "Damn, I'm under his submission. and I know I will die. I can feel it. Which he pretty much says, okay, Keyshawn, you have it. Which I pretty much want to says, pleasure doing business with you, Hoosier. And I gets up and pretty much leave. This is where, of course, Donzo has one of his Ambu members listen in, and pretty much they go and report back saying that Hiruzen agrees to the whole plan and that Uchiha pretty much is coming back. Which Donzo is pretty much clenching his hands saying, damn it, it's all going to waste. I can't get them. I can't get those eyes. Well, I think I can if I go to him. Which he's talking about Orochimaru. Now, we'll switch back. Pretty much, I go back to the Uchiha compound and pretty much explain to them that they can all come back right now. Every Uchiha can come back to the Leaf Village. Hiruzen, Hiruzen is completely sorry and sorry that he couldn't do nothing early. And the Uchiha got their reputation back and they are part of the police force and all that. Which the Uchihas are happy and glad, all of them. And they start, packing their stuff and start heading back to the Leaf Village and have their status back. Which we're gonna say some leaf ninjas, or you mean some leaf villagers are kind of not too keen eye happy about that, but some are like a lot. The rest are, you could say. Now, of course, this is where I head back home, and Naruto pretty much is decided that he's happy, and he pretty much go up to me and he pretty much says, "Kishan, the teacher the teacher complimented me today, and he said he said that I did good." Which I pretty much smile and says, "You see, I told you you're getting stronger and intelligenter." Which Naruto is smiling, quite happy. Now this is where Naruto tells me that he's gonna go outside and pretty much practice on his shadow clone. Which this is where I say okay, and I pretty much go in the room and pretty much start meditating. Actually, no, this is where I jump on the bed and start closing my eyes and go in my mindscape, you could say. Now this is where I end up into, you could say, a galaxy star mindscape where stars is around and stuff, and I'm pretty much at this like unique place as a bottom platform. You could say it's like a regular mindscape, but it has stars and stuff, and stars and planets. Now this is where my beast, or you could say my beast or creature, or you could say thing. It's not really a tail beast; it's a thing, because it has. Well, we're gonna call it tail beast to have y'all minds to understand. Pretty much, my tail beast comes and it pretty much speaks, and it's not any normal tail beast. When it comes, it start coming into a rabbit shape, and it begins to slowly, you could say, coming in a human form. Now it has no form. It's really kind of a thing, so it can turn to whatever it wants it to be. And it's the infinite tail beast, or you could say the infinite thing. Now the tail beast, as we're gonna do in Naruto, pretty much start talking and saying, Kishan, I'm kind of bored." Which I look and says, "Yeah, I know, I'm bored too." Which he says, "No, I mean you haven't talked to me for a while, and plus we haven't played games and stuff." Which I say, "Yeah, you got a point." And we start, you could say, playing a card game. Now, the Infinite Tailbeast, or the Infinite Thing Tailbeast, begins to start talking, saying, "Naruto, so you gave him your powers, but not the eyes. Why not?" Which I pretty much say, "Well, I didn't want to make him completely like me. I just want him to have, a pretty much busted power and make him pretty much powerful." Which the Infinite Tailbeast says, "Huh, I see. So when are you gonna tell me you're just like him?" Which I pretty much says, probably when he gets on Team 7. Which my Tailbeast begins to say, I understand. Okay, then let's see. Now this is where, of course, the next day comes and Naruto pretty much goes to school and everything happens as usual. But Sasuke is much happier, as he's finally happy because his clan is. He doesn't have to go all the way back to the Uchiha compound because the Uchihas are all back in the Leaf Village. Now this is where Uh, Naruto still have that rivalry bond with Sasuke, but they're, you could say, good friends. You know, best friends. But yeah, best friends. And uh, Sasuke begins to talk to Naruto, say, "Guess what, Naruto?" Which Naruto says, "Yes, Sasuke." And he pretty much explains about the his clan is coming back to Leaf Village, which Naruto's happy about for him, which Sasuke's quite happy too. Now this is where everything happens the same, but Naruto passes the Shadow Clone test. Now this is where, as Naruto's going home, we're gonna say he stayed late, and actually we're gonna say he goes out to eat with Sasuke, and as he's going home, and Sasuke going home in their separate ways, this is where he sees a kid with the scroll. Now this is where Naruto stops the kid and asks what he's doing with that scroll, which the kid pretty much tells that Mitsuki will let him pass if he gives him the scroll. Now, of course, this is where Naruto feels like this is not right and begins to tell the kid to give him the scroll while he go give it to him and tell him he will go pass, which the kid gives it to him and Naruto begins to go. Now, as Naruto begins to start going to give to Mitsuki to see what the hell's going on, this is where, sorry about that, but this is where Naruto kind of has the curiosity and looks in the scroll. Now, this is where he looks in the scroll and he sees, we're going to say three techniques. Actually, one technique, and it's the flying Raijin. Yeah, it's the flying Raijin. Because he's going to learn the multi shadow clone jutsu from me. But he learns the flying Raijin. And he pretty much understands the whole mechanics. And he's saying, this might come in handy. And pretty much curls back to scroll and start going. This is where he sees Mitsuki, and Mitsuki says, "Oh, it's you, Naruto. So, uh, you here to give me the scroll?" It said the other kid, which Naruto pretty much puts down the scroll and says, "No, I know what you're trying to do. You was trying to manipulate the kid, and you were probably going to kill the kid and take the scroll and leave." Which Mitsuki pretty much grunts his teeth and pretty much smiles and says, "So you finally found out 9th-century Cherokee." Which Naruto doesn't get phased about this and says, "Yeah, no, I'm the 9th-century Cherokee." Which Mitsuki says, "Wait, what? How?" Which Naruto pretty much explains that Kishan Uchiha pretty much told them about it and already informed them. Which Mitsuki says, whatever, and takes out the big Star Shuriken. Star Shuriken? No, Ninja Star. Is it Shuriken? Yeah, big Ninja Star Shuriken and throws it at Naruto. Which Naruto does a kunai and it goes past the Shuriken and pretty much Mitsuki is smiling saying, I'm gonna get him. Which this is where Naruto vanishes. Which Mitsuki doesn't know what happened. And this is where Naruto pretty much taps Mitsuki, or pretty much puts the seal right on Mitsuki back, which Mitsuki turns around and he doesn't see him, which Naruto says in front of you. This is where Naruto does a front flip or a back flip and kicks Mitsuki up in the sky. And pretty much blitz up and pretty much kicks him down and we're gonna say knocks out Mitsuki. Or we're gonna say, yeah, knocks out Mitsuki. Now, Mitsuki's pretty much done for and we're gonna say the teacher, I forgot his name, Aruka Sensei, if I'm correct. If I'm correct, pretty much comes in and pretty much sees that Naruto knocks out Mitsuki and pretty much took him out. And Naruto explains everything. Aruka thanks him and pretty much gives him his headband, which he was supposed to get get in the testing, but he didn't get in testing because they said they have to get it for him because they ran out. But we're gonna say for conveniences, he gets in there, gets a Ruka headband. Now, this is where uh, Naruto runs home, pretty much smiling, saying that he got his headband much earlier. And I pretty much look at him and pretty much want to says congratulations of getting his headband. Now, I forgot to tell y'all, my headband is not on my head, but on my neck. Because I pretty much rock like that. But yeah, next day, we're gonna say Naruto pretty much shows up in his classes, in his classroom, and pretty much, yeah, he pretty much shows up in the classroom, and pretty much sits by Sasuke and Sakura, which they're glad to see Naruto pass. Now this is where, of course, the teachers start doing all the sign teams, and this everything goes as the same, except for Team Seven, because we're not gonna keep doing the same Team Seven. It kind of gets boring of Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata. So we're gonna do it different. This team is gonna be different. It's going to be Sasuke, Uchiha, Naruto, in this is kind of going to be a mixed change. We're going to say Minato, I forgot to tell y'all, Minato and, not Minato, Obito and Rin pretty much, hit the knot and made a child. So the child name, Obito and Obi Rin? Obi Rin? Uchiha? Yeah, that's going to be the name. Rin Obi? Yeah, Rin Obi Uchiha. And it's going to be a fit. It's going to be a female. Yeah. Rin Obi Uchiha will be, and she will be assigned to Team 7. Because we're going to say Naruto. Naruto still have low grades, but we're going to say, yeah, we're going to have it like that because Naruto just got his grades up. So, yeah. So that will be Team 7 for now. This is where, as they're waiting for the instructor, this is where I pretty much appear much early and pretty much say, hello, I'll be your guy. Be your you could say instructor and also your leader for team 7, and you also have another person who will be coming in with us, which of course this is where who'll be still in the Ambu. We're gonna say Kakashi will be, I'm gonna have Kakashi in the same, still be in the Ambu, but Rin will be out of the Ambu, and Obito will be kind of a Joni instructor, I think. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much Obito appears Obito appears and pretty much say, "Hi, I will be your instructor too." Which Naruto will be shocked and saying, "Kishan, you will be our leader and Obito." Which Sasuke looks in confusion and say, "You know them?" Which Naruto say, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is my guardian, Kishan, and my other guardian, Obito." Which Sasuke shocked that, and here's that where Uchiha said, "Oh, y'all Uchihas? I never heard of y'all." Which, well, he heard of Obito, but he doesn't hear me saying, "You're Uchiha? I never heard of you, Kishan." Which I pretty much says, "Yeah, I'm kind of built different, Uchiha. So I regularly don't be in the Uchiha compound because I'm built different." Which Sasuke kind of doesn't understand, but he will soon find out. Now, this is where Obi-Wan is excited that her father is being team leader on her team, but she also wants to show her strength to her father. So yeah, this is where I tell everybody to meet up front, and we begin. I begin to tell them what is their goals and their dreams. Obi-Wan, she pretty much explains that she wants to be a strong shinobi one day and to be right the right hand man or woman, the right hand woman, the first ever right hand woman to be by the Hokage side and to serve him as aid. Naruto, Sasuke, pretty much different. His goal is to pretty much be the shadow of the Hokage and also to be strong and to pass his brother and get recognition from his father. And for Naruto is pretty much the same, much different. He likes to eat rock and ramen and the train and stuff and the eat healthy stuff in the study. But also he looking to date a certain girl, which he blushes. Which Sasuke knows what girl he knows. He knows what girl is Sakura. And the one day to become Hokage. Believe it. But the strongest Hokage. Now, of course, this is where I smile and says, you sure will become Hokage. Which I pretty much say out loud, which Naruto smiles and says, "Yeah, believe it." Now, of course, this is where uh uh I begin to say, okay, well, tomorrow it will be the bell test, so everybody get prepared and make sure to be, eating, but not too much because you might puke, which everybody agrees. Now, the next day comes and I'm pretty much there, pretty much just laying down, and pretty much saying, "Oh, there you are," which they see me at the tree, just chilling. Which Obito is there too, pretty much just reading a book, the Love Makeout, because we're gonna say Obito and Kakashi has that same style of reading Love Makeout, but Obito doesn't have the nosebleed, but Kakashi does. Now, this is where Naruto is, there and everybody else there, and I begin to explain to them what they going to be doing today, and I explain to them the bell test. Now, this is where I pretty much have two bells, and I pretty much tell Obito that if he wants to join in or not, and Obito pretty much tells him that he will join in. Now I give Obito one bell, and I pretty much tells them what they have to do. I pretty much explain to them and says, "Well, this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. One of y'all will, one of y'all will try to get the bell from me, or try to get the bell from Obito. If y'all can't get the bell, y'all pretty much fail, and y'all get to have 3 retries until y'all get sent back to the cat." Which Naruto agrees, and Sasuke doesn't fuss over it, and also Obi-Wan doesn't fuss over too. Now, I should probably tell who has chakra natures and how would this go. Naruto pretty much has all the chakra natures because I gave him that and gave him a buff. But he also have other styles and setups, and he will be awakening the Time King guy, or you could say the Zawado if you want to make a meme out of it. But the Time King guy develop one of the abilities. Uh, Sasuke, he developed, we're gonna say one Tomoe, actually two Tomoe, because his tough training of training himself to surpass his brother. So he has a two Tomoe Sharingan, and he has lightning release, pretty much the same in general. Obi-Wan, she has pretty much water release and let's say earth release. Yeah. And she also has a little bit of healing medical ninjutsu because we're gonna say Ren has that too. So Ren taught her daughter how to use some medical ninjutsu just in case if they get hurt or anything. So yeah, this is where Naruto begins to say, "We're gonna get one of y'all bells, believe it, and we're gonna pass." Which I pretty much smile and says, "Okay, let's see." Now this is where I pretty much tell them, "Well, we can start now. So y'all can go or fight right now, or do whatever." This is where they all start, separating. And this is where I pretty much start chilling and pretty much waiting at the tree and saying, "Alright, we just wait for them to come and start attacking us." Which this is where Obito say, "Should we just get them and stop them?" Which I look at Obito and says, "Nah, of course not. We don't have to do that. We're gonna see how much they do with teamwork and what they can do." Which Obito says, "Huh? So this is about teamwork?" Which I say, "Yeah. It's not about separating and trying to grab one bell. It's about teamwork and how they can do." This is where we switch to Naruto and them, and they're pretty much talking to each other and pretty much saying, okay, Naruto. So what's the plan?" Which Naruto smiles to say, "Okay, so this is the plan. We're not gonna go for we're not gonna go for Kishan because I know him. I know my, you could say, a little bit of a brother figure. I tell him to call me Big Brother. Big Brother Keyshawn, and I don't know how powerful he is, but I don't want to test it. So let's go fight Obito first and try to get his bill. And if anything goes shove, you, I'm gonna run and try to grab Keyshawn's bill because I feel like I can grab it with this kink I have, which Sasuke is confused of what he's talking about. But Naruto pretty much explains and Sasuke thinks and says, "Okay," which Naruto agrees and Obi-Wan uh, agrees too. Now, this is where they hop out and pretty much Sasuke throws a bunch of kunais, or nah, a bunch of shurikens at uh pretty much me, which I pretty much pull out a giant blade and pretty much smack him out with ease. Now, of course, this is where Obi-Wan comes out, and she uses Earth style, Earth Shane's jutsu, and pretty much traps Obito still, which Obito pretty much realized he's stuck. Well, pretty much realized he got caught, and pretty much subjutsu out of there. This is where Naruto runs in, and pretty much jumps up and trying to well, pretty much jumps and trying to grabs Obito's belt. This is where, of course, I grab him and slam him to the ground, which is where Naruto subjutsu out of there. And pretty much I realized, a subjutsu. Now this is where Naruto does activate his first stage of the Kinkai. It has pretty much three stages, but the fourth stage is much powerful. Uh, it's pretty much like Killer Queen bites the dust, but a little bit different as it resets at a certain reset to zero. You could say it resets before you get, like, if anything goes to words, if someone dies or something, you can reset before all that happened, and you can pretty much refix all your mistakes like that. Or you could say time reset. Now, pretty much this is where Naruto pretty much stops time, and he stops it for 10 seconds. Now, for that 10 seconds, everything's frozen, and no one's not moving. Everybody's frozen. Kind of like, yeah, everybody's frozen. This is where Naruto pretty much is, you know, frozen. I mean, pretty much Naruto looks around and say, everything's frozen. Cool. Now, this is where he starts walking very slowly, and he about to grab my belt until I pretty much grabs his arm and say, what, you think you're the only one who has this Kinkai? Which Naruto is shocked in fear and realized that I have the same Kinkai. And this is where we pretty much has our fight in time freezing. Now, as we're fighting, Naruto pretty much is backing up and he shoots. We're gonna say he shoots two fireballs at me because we're gonna say he learns that. Now, of course, Naruto. Of course, I pretty much dodged one of the fireballs, and I absorb one of the other fireballs, and I shoot it out as fire, like a breath fire, like dragon breath fire. Shoots at Naruto. But this is where Naruto used the flying Raijin technique. Mark II, and pretty much, uh, we're gonna say, appear right behind me and try to go for a kick, which I pretty much grabs his leg and pretty much slams him to the tree. This is where Naruto coughs up a little blood, and he pretty much, uh, roll away and back up and do a back. This is where he used the Earth Crush Jutsu, which I pretty much just grab both the, you could say, Earth Crushers and try to crush me, and I pretty much break through them, or just pretty much break through them with ease. And Naruto pretty much realizing that his 10 seconds is almost up, and I'm pretty much smiling and saying, I gotta say, Naruto, you're doing pretty good holding off for yourself. Which, this is where Naruto say, I'm not done yet. Watch me. Which, this is where he activate the Sharingan. And it's only at the one Tony, we're gonna say he had activate at the 3 Tomoe state. And he begins to throw a bunch of kunais at me, which I pretty much dodging them with ease. Pretty much dodging them with ease and walking. Pretty much dodging with ease. And I pretty much blitz and kick Naruto back at the same position where Sasuke and Obi-Wan was at. Now, this is where time resumed, and pretty much Naruto is holding his stomach and pretty much and breathing very slowly. This is where Sasuke looks at Naruto and Obi-Wan looks at, and they're shocked of what the hell happened to Naruto, and asks, Naruto, what the hell happened to you? This is where Obi-Wan runs and starts to heal Naruto, which Naruto he has regeneration too, so he's regenerating very slowly. He doesn't have that max generation yet, so he's regenerating very slowly, and the healing is kicking in too, helping him out. So he's pretty much have his 3 Tomoe, which Sasuke is shocked and saying, you're Uchiha too, Naruto, which Naruto tells him that he is explain later. And he's pretty much breathing breathing a little bit heavily, which they still confused of what the hell happened to Naruto. This is where I pretty much smile and says, huh, so you, Naruto, what did we learn? Which Naruto pretty much says, I can't use time stop on Kishan, on Big Brother Kishan, which Obito, not me, which Obi-Ren and Sasuke is shocked of what basically what they heard and saying, what do you mean you can't use it? That Kinkai, which pretty much Naruto explained that as he was in time stop, he was trying to grab the bell from me. I pretty much whooped his ass. Now, this is where Sasuke thinking and saying, I never thought I would have to do this, but this technique is going to drain all my chakra, but I think I can get both of them. If it doesn't work, then we're pretty much done for. Which, this is where uh, Obito is confused and saying, what jutsu is he talking about? Which I pretty much smile and say, oh, you're going to see. This is where Sasuke does, we're going to say, the handstand. He does fireball, giant fireball, great giant fireball jutsu, and fire a massive, big fireball at me and Obito. This is where Obito makes a face and say, uh-oh. And I pretty much walk close to it and say, huh, you tried your best, Sasuke, but it wasn't enough. And pretty much smacks the fire, or pretty much grabs or absorbs the fireball. This is where Sasuke is in shock, and Naruto and Obi-Wan is in shock. This is where Rin is pretty much fully healing, fully healed Naruto, and pretty much runs up to Sasuke and see if he's alright. Which Sasuke pretty much used, we're going to say the other Kinkai Earth style, and trying to trap me. Which he pretty much see grabbing my legs, and I pretty much sit down and say, neat trick. And I try mines. And I pretty much use my Earth Roots without using no hand style, and pretty much grabs Naruto, pretty much holding him still. Now, this is where, of course, everybody's out of commission, and I pretty much look down and pretty much says, y'all passed. Which all three of them are shocked and saying, what? How we passed? This is where I pretty much explained that they pretty much use teamwork and they work together, and the supporter was doing their part and everybody was doing their part, which I pretty much say they all passed and they pretty much decided. And I pretty much take them. We all went to my place and we all have some food. Well, me and Naruto place, and we all have some food and pretty much relax. Next day, we pretty much start doing missions and stuff, doing the lowest missions and stuff. And this is where Naruto and Sasuke and Obi-Wan gets tired and asks for a higher mission, which I pretty much smile and say, okay, if y'all think y'all ready, let's go. This is where, of course, I go and I go to Hiruzen and I ask for a higher mission, which Hiruzen pretty much say, okay, and he say he knows I can handle it and with my team. And we begin to start getting our stuff ready. And it's to protect the Tazna. Protect Tazna. Now, of course, as we're all getting prepared, this is where Naruto goes to Sakura and he begins to start talking to Sakura. Now, of course, this is where Sakura is, smiling at Naruto and stuff, and a little bit blushing because Naruto is making his move on her and stuff. And, she's smiling and all that stuff. Now, of course, as this is happening, Naruto said he's gonna have to go, and he pretty much asks her out on a date when he comes back, which Sakura shockingly agrees and say it's a date day. Now, as Naruto's getting ready and stuff, we pretty much start heading out, and we started going, and Tazna walks with us. Now, Tazna, we're gonna say he's not as much as a shit talker, talk down upon students hurting or like not helping, because we're gonna say Naruto's a little bit older, and plus since he's been eating healthier, he is gonna get a lot more taller, you could say, in this what if. Now, yeah. As we're walking out and stuff, this is where Sakura is about to head home, and this is where she gets captured by Danzo. Now, we're going to kind of do a reset back in time a little and talk about what was Donzo doing when the Nine Tails attack was happening. Nine Donzo was pretty much laughing and saying that his plan is almost complete. He's gonna. Oh, sorry. He pretty much is talking about he has what he has is the two tails, and he's pretty much saying that once not this is my perfect flavor to pretty much get kill a couple of Uchihas and to get their eyes. Now, as that he's talking, he pretty much holds like we're gonna say a ceiling thing, and it's the two tails. We're gonna say the Cloud Village kind of don't have the two tails, and Hiroshima kind of kept the two tails, but he kept it in a secret place. So the Cloud Village only has the eight tails, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, Donzo pretty much has the two tails. So we go forward back. Now this is where Sakura gets captured by Donzo, and Donzo begins to starts to yeah have Sakura. Now he pretty much has her knocked out, but this is where he pretty much puts well yeah we're gonna say he pretty much has yeah he used one of his eyes and put her under the genjutsu. Now once he put her under the genjutsu, he begins to operate on her while she's still conscious, and she feels all the pain, but she can't scream. And this is where he begins to give her a lot of chakra reserves because we're gonna say yeah he gives her a lot of chakra reserves, and he begins to put attract the two tails in her. Now this is where of course he has her under a genjutsu, you could say. Not as 100% genjutsu, it's a weak genjutsu. We're going to say it's pretty weak and it's going to break soon. But, and it's for a reason. But pretty much, so he pretty much uh, talks to Sakura and says, Sakura, you are the two-tailed Shinchuriken. You will be my secret weapon. You will be the secret weapon for the Leaf Village, and you will be a powerful weapon and an asset. And pretty much he explains that she will be a killing machine to one day execute the Uchiha and also possibly to get rid of Naruto. Now, of course, Sakura is agreeing to this, but it's the Genju's gonna break off, so she's not gonna really do all that stuff. But yeah, she pretty much say understood, and Donzo let her back out, and she goes back home, not knowing what the hell just happened. Now, we're gonna switch back to Naruto and me. Me and Naruto pretty much is walking stuff. This is where I sense uh see the future, see that Obito gets struck, or gets stabbed, but it's only a substitute. But this is where I see it, and I tell Obito that two ninjas are in the water, and they're pretty much gonna start attacking. They're gonna attack us. This is where Naruto has that same vision too, but it's not as strong, but you could say it's getting stronger. This is where he sees it, but he only sees Obito's getting stabbed. He pretty much runs up to Obito and say that tells Obito watch out, he's gonna get stabbed, which by this two ninja, why this one ninja, but I pretty much say, huh, so you have it too, which Naruto say, what? Future seeing, which Naruto say, I have that, which he pretty much says, cool, which I say, yeah, pretty cool. I'm proud of you, which this is where the ninja comes out, and Obito, he pretty much dodges it and knocks out one of the demon brothers, and the other demon brother, uh, trying to go in for the second attack, and I pretty much come in and take him down, or pretty much put him in a genjutsu. Now, this is where the second demon brother is pretty much standing still and pretty much immobilized, can't move or anything. I begins to ask some questions to say why he's doing this. This is where he explains and tells that the mission is actually not a B mission. Actually, no, it's not a C mission. It's actually a B mission, which I begin to think, huh? So you lied to us, Tarzan, which Tarzan say he's sorry he didn't have enough money and he just asked for our forgiveness, which I pretty much say it's okay. We're still gonna do it, and we don't need no backup because I know my team. I know my team sub can handle it. Which they pretty much smile and says yeah. Now we go continue forward, and this is where we see a frog and stuff. Of course, this is where I pretty much do a fake, does a pretty much does a sneeze and say "Achoo" and blow all the fog away. Which Naruto is shocked and everybody is shocked of what I just did, including Zabuza saying, "What? How did you do that?" Which I pretty much say, "Oh, I sneezed," which he said, "Yeah, right, dumbass," and pretty much start charging at me. This is where, of course, I bring out my big blade, and my blue blade is kind of like a kitchen knife blade, but it has waves on it. Well, no, it looks different, but it's pretty powerful. I pretty much counter his blade, and I pretty much says, "Huh, calm down. I was just joking," which he pretty much says, "Huh, I don't take jokes." Which I pretty much say, "Well, instead of attacking me, how about you explain, tell me your name and stuff?" Which Zabuza backs up, and he pretty much explains himself. I say he's Zabuza, one of the 7 Sony swordsmen from the Hidden Mist Village, which I pretty much smile and say, amazing. I mean, I already know about you, but amazing. How you say that with cockiness, which, everybody else, which Naruto is not shocked, but Sasuke and Obi-Wan is shocked. And Obito, yeah, I say he's shocked too. Because that's his person. Oh, sorry. Because that's his personality. But pretty much, yeah. This is where Zabuza say that he here to kill Tazuna, and I pretty much say, well, you're not gonna kill Tazuna. And Obito say he pretty much got this, and he activate his Sharingan, and he start charging at yeah, Zabuza. The fight goes as the same with in we're gonna say the same fight with yeah, it pretty much goes the same, but Obito pretty much is putting up a better fight than Kakashi. But this is where he gets captured by the water prison, and I pretty much smack my face and say, "God damn it, Obito!" Which Obito is pretty much trapped by the prison, which Zabuza is pretty much laughing at how that happened. Now this is where I'm about to go, but this is where I look at my team and I pretty much say, "Y'all think y'all guys can handle it and get Obito out that water bubble?" Which Naruto says, "Yeah," and Sasuke, and of course, Obi-Wan says, "Yeah, she wants to get her father out of there and prove her strength." Which I begins to say, "Okay, well, y'all go. I'll protect Tazuna." Now I stay behind protecting Tazuna, and this is where the Team Seven goes out. Now this is where Naruto begin to explain. I mean, talk to Sasuke and tells Sasuke to throws the shuriken at pretty much Zabuza while he handled the second part, which Sasuke agrees and nods. This is where, of course, Obi-Wan fires. We're gonna say fire a water style. I mean, yeah, a water style, water bullets from her mouth, and starts shooting Zabuza, one of Zabuza's clones, and pretty much gets the clone. Now this is where Zabuza dodged the shuriken from the side with his neck and gets a little cut on the face, but dodges it. This is where Naruto, of course, find Raijin right behind Zabuza and pretty much throws a kunai, which Zabuza has to back away and pretty much to dodge that kunai, but he gets cut by the arm. This is where he pretty much says, "Huh, not bad, kids." Which pretty much this is where Obito is free. Which this is where Obito say, "Everybody step back, I got this," and he pretty much lift up his goggles. We're gonna say he still have the goggles. Yeah, he's gonna have the handbell on the side, but we're gonna say he still have the badass goggles, and he pretty much lifts them up. Actually, no, his daughter's gonna have the goggles. He's gonna have the headband, but this is where he pretty much have his Sharingan. He pretty much says, "I got this," and we're gonna say he gets more serious and he switches to the Kamui. Now, this is where, of course, Zabuza pretty much start trying to fight Obito with Taijutsu and Genjutsu and all that, but he loses in every way. He's not built like that. So Obito pretty much whooping his ass stuff. He started doing the water dragon, but of course Obito copies it. We're gonna say he copies it and pretty much does it back, but much stronger. And Zabuza gets sent back away. As Zabuza is about to, continue, this is where Obito. Nah, Obito doesn't use it yet, but this is where Obito is about to, finish it until Haku comes in and shoots the Senbon needles, coming in clutch. Now, of course, Naruto, I taught Naruto many things and stuff about who is this and who is that from the villages and stuff and what they do. And Naruto knows that that's not really, assassin or, an Anbu member. And pretty much calls her bluff on this, which Haku hurry up in transmission and gets out of there with Zabuza. Now, of course, this is where I smile and say, "Good job, Team Seven. Y'all managed to hold off one of the strongest seven swordsmen Sony, and y'all got Obito's stupid stuff out of that poison. I mean that water bubble poison, which they smile and say, yeah, and they pretty much we head to Taz's house. Now, of course, this is what happens in canon. Everything happens in canon except for Naruto's giving the kid a good speech and toughening him up and stuff, and I give him a toughen up speech, and the kid gets toughened up a little bit and change. Now, this is where, of course, Naruto already knows the water tree walking water rock, so he helps out Obi-Wan and Sasuke. While I go pretty much starts to starts to chill. We're gonna say chill by the pond with while Obito is pretty much resting. This is where Naruto. This is where before Naruto goes and meet Haku, he pretty much comes up to me and he pretty much sees another person, which he says, "Oh, who's this person?" Which I pretty much say, "Huh? Oh, you can see my beast. Uh, I forgot to tell you, this is my tail beast, the 1000, the infinite beast." Which Naruto say, "You have a tail beast like me?" Which I begin to explain to him, like, yeah, pretty much. I explained to him that my tail beast is more like a thing, and not really a tail beast, and he understands and say, "Oh, so it can turn into where it wants to be," which like anything, which I say like yeah, anything up to a woman, a guy, it really has no gender. It's really a thing. It can do whatever it wants, and I'm the only one who controls it. If anyone's trying to control it or make it obey its will, obey him. Including someone trying to use a Sharingan to trying to genjutsu to it to obey it, or yeah, like that. They will pretty much die in or suffer the curse of blindness, or go blind, or go insane. Which which Naruto's saying, "Oh, I see." Which this is where my Tobies say, "So you're Naruto. Nice to meet you." Which my infant tail beast is so powerful that it can basically have its own form. It doesn't have to be in the cell. It can basically be right beside me and fight with me. And when we merge together, you know what happened. You will see later on in this what if. But pretty much as Naruto's talking, he begins to say he's gonna go get some rest, which I tell him, okay, just be careful. This is where he goes and rests at the trees, and this is where he meets Haku. And Haku is going to be a female. Because I believe Haku is a female, and we're going to keep it for the remaining all the other what ifs. Alright? So Haku will always be a female in my mind, and we should accept it. Haku is a female. I don't give a damn. Now, this is where Naruto talks to Haku and stuff, and pretty much they have a conversation and stuff, and Um, Naruto talks about, one day he wants to kind of make a harem and get married to everybody. I mean, not everybody, but what his have a lot of wives and stuff, and also, you know, kind of have a feeling to repopulate of making dead clans that dead and stuff. And he talks about his beliefs and stuff, and has multiple wives, which Haku imagine being one of those wives and stuff, because you know, Naruto's, doing his charms and stuff and doing all his things, to make his move. Now, as that's happening, sorry about that, but let's continue. This is where, yeah, Haku begins to start going and she talks about her beliefs in protecting the ones she loves and stuff. This is where she starts leaving. This is where Naruto say, tell Zabuza he hopes he feel better. Now this is where Haku gets shocked in terms of when I say how did he know, which Naruto pretty much says that it's pretty obvious and you have the same chakra, that same cold a little bit ice chakra demeanor, which Naruto can sense chakra, or you can say see chakra without, having to be Byakugan or anything. So he can know who's chakra who. Alright, sorry I'm back, but let's continue. Pretty much, this is where Naruto said that he doesn't want to fight her because she's a beautiful girl and he has a liking to her, which Haku says the same thing, but she says, she has to do what she has to do because she follows Zabuza. And this is where Naruto asks, why does she follow him and why does she do this stuff? This is where she explains that the whole thing and the whole story, which Naruto understands and agrees and say that I guess they're gonna have to meet up in the bridge, which she agrees. And this is part one of what if Naruto was, what if I was in Naruto and what if, uh, you could say I raised Naruto. Now, if you like, leave a like. Let's get this up to 50 likes or 100, and I will do another part two. If you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Um, make sure to leave comments of what y'all want, Obi-Wan name to be. Change it up, change the name. Tell me what name y'all want her name to be in. I will put in change name for everybody, so we don't have to have Obi-Wan. And also, what y'all want me to do with Sakura? Should she be the Two-Tails Jinchuriki and the secret, spy thing, or the secret weapon to kill Naruto and the Uchiha, or not? Y'all decide. But I'm Keisha Uchiha. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.